So basically the output management is, we require output management where like PO print, yeah, right. So we give a lot of inputs, right, to the transaction. So we take an input, let's say if we talk about sales order creation, right? So sales order, when you create, what the input you get it? You get an input as a purchase order that can come through email to you, that can come through from a phone call. Somebody calls and booking an order for, and you're taking orders from the phone call. That can also come through fax. That can come from the multiple places, and then you would be entering into the system. Entering also can go through iDocs, EDIs, manual punching can go in. So that is the input, right? Then after the input, once the sales order has been punched, once the sales order has been created, if you want to generate any output, that is the input you have given and the sales order has been created, or input you have given and the purchase order has been created. From that document, when it is generating, if you want to generate any output, okay, document number itself is output, but apart from that, any another outputs you needed with that document number, that comes under the output management. So what kind of outputs we are talking about? We are talking about output like your emails. You have created a purchase order. You want to send a email to vendor so that he can give the confirmation. You want to print your document. You have created a sales order. The sales order, you want to print it and put it on your file for the recording purpose. Okay. Or you want to send a email to your customer that this is my sales order, and which we have created in our system. We are acknowledging you. We are acknowledging your purchase order by sending a sales order to them. And this is our schedule lines. This is our confirmed schedule lines. So that can be output. Apart from that, so printout can be output. Okay, printout can be output. Email can be output. So which means that now iDoc is an intermediary document. Okay, iDoc can be sent to your PI system, and then it can send the XMLs to your directly into your customer or vendor systems. It can automate the trigger between the different system, or within your system also. Within your system, it can also do the certain things. So when I was working on a OTM project, so we were working on a sales order. We were supposed to create a sales order. From the sales order, we were creating a delivery. From the delivery, we create an output type. Now that output type or delivery, we create output. That output type generates a iDoc, output wise linked with the iDoc. And that iDoc is sent to the PI system, and PI send the message to the OTM system. Ki boss, this is a delivery which has been created. So output type is also used, okay, under the output management. Outputs are also used to automate the things within your SAP system, or to trigger the things to the outside system. Okay, for stock transfer order process also, if you have done some few processes in the stock transfer order, you have created a stock transfer order, and against the stock transfer order, outbound delivery has been created. Then goods issue can be created automatically, or against the outbound delivery created from one plant, in another plant, you can generate an inbound delivery automatically. Okay, through the output management, generating some outputs, output types, and that output type triggering into another system, calling another iDoc, and getting the processes done. Now, what do we mean that? Now, in SAP, we have two kind of outputs. One outputs are the classic outputs. Second outputs are the which we call advanced outputs, and actually it is used for the automation. If you will tell in the definition of the output, as a classic definition, they don't fit. We are using the output management which has been given by SAP to generate some automations, right? That's what we are using. But those are not the classic outputs. Classic outputs, okay, or not the classic output, the terminology which is used by SAP is a pure output. Pure outputs are your emails and fax, or your printouts. Generally, fax nowadays hardly anybody is using, but emails and the printouts. Emails and the printouts are the two ones which is called the pure output. Okay, and then there can be advanced outputs. There can be outputs which can be triggered. for the automation purposes, and in SAP it is used a lot. Advanced outputs are used a lot. So you understand what is output? Output can be an email, fax, printout, iDocs. We need to understand when to trigger the output. Whether you are confirming a sales, whether you are creating a purchase order at that time, or your purchase order got approved at that time. When you're creating a sales order at that time, you want to generate the output. You want to generate it automatically, you want to generate it manually, or you want to generate the outputs once your schedule lines are confirmed. At that time, you want to generate the output. So we need to understand that which document output need to be generated, when the output need to be generated. Okay. To whom the output need to be triggered. Whether we need to trigger to vendor, under the vendor also, there would be multiple partner functions, right? Invoicing party, bill to party, ordering addresses. So to which business partner or to which partner function you want to get this output delivered. Okay. Contact persons, buyer. In SD also we have a different partner function, sold to party, shipped to party, bill to party. So this output which you are generating will be going to whom? That you need to know. And what you are sending it. Are you sending an email, or you are just printing a PDF and you will be sending manually, or that PDF you would be attaching into the email and then it would be sent. So which document output need to be generated, when the output need to be generated, to whom the output need to be generated, automatically generated, manual generated, with the batch job need to be generated, what exactly we need to do, what exactly we need to send. Whether we need to send email, we need to send PDFs, printout, we need to create it. What kind of formats would be used? What kind of template would be used for the email? So those all things is required to get determined. We need to know all of these things. We need to determine all of these things. Then we say that, okay, for this transaction, for this medium, to this channel, send the output to this person or to this organization, right? So to identify the output, that which object and when to do it, whom to do it, and what we need to send it, we need to do a identification for that. So that requires output management. Okay. Output management would be controlling that what is the output, when we need to trigger, to whom we need to trigger, and what need to be sent. That would be controlled through the output management. So to control these things, we need an output management, right? Do we have output management in ECC? Yes, we do have. Do we have output management in S4HANA? Yes, we do have. We have output management in both of them.